We are back with the Well-Read Book Club, and we are covering memoirs.
Yeah, we got some juicy ones. All kinds of juicy ones.
Everyone and their mother has a memoir.
I don't have a memoir.
Well, have you heard? Well, that's because you don't have a middle name, right?
It's exactly right. It's exactly right. You have to be living under a rock to literally not hear about this one, right?
Are you talking about JPS?
Yes, JPS.
Jada
What would you
Pinkett
be?
Well, so I have 2 middle names.
Okay.
I only acknowledge one, Fiona. So I'll be JFJ.
I need your other middle name because I don't have
You
one.
can have it. How about I gift you my other middle name?
I have a confirmation name, and I was so excited to get that. So mine's TF, and then my confirmation name is Elizabeth. So I was like, it's Tef. My mother thought my first name was like different and strange enough that I got no middle name. So I have a
Tamsin
confirmation
is a
name.
You don't need to go by anything but Tamsin.
So anyway, okay, let's talk about this book because I have to tell you something. Like, she's everywhere.
She is.
Jada is everywhere.
Oh, JPS?
JPS.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Jada Pinkett Smith is everywhere.
You know what else, though, that she's really done with this, I think, is that every time she's on something talking about it, she's talking about a different part of it. Like, everyone's obviously obsessed with the relationship with her husband, Will, but she always kind of explains things a little bit differently, to each person, like, here's why this. I mean, the same story, obviously, but she talks about different things depending on who she's talking to. And I think that's really, really brilliant.
Well, I love the part where she talks about how she was struggling and no one knew it. She was at the top of her game, perfect family, perfect husband, and she wanted to end her life.
It's amazing. It's really emotional. It's really emotional and very raw. And it's interesting when you read a book like that, a memoir, you can't have somebody go in and write your memoir for you. Like, that is coming from your gut. There's no question about that. And I think that there's a lot on the line when you do that. Like, they look like the picture of perfection, right? For all those years in Hollywood.
All I could think was high functioning depression.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I don't know her, but
yeah,
that's what you see. Yeah. High achievers, everything's perfect, accolades upon accolades, but they're struggling.
But the family is, now coming out and by her side at the different book signings and making sure that everybody shows up. So it's really interesting. I can't even imagine how many books that one sold, right?
Well, my guilty pleasure
is
celebrity gossip.
It is.
I run a lab, but for me, I got to turn it off and just do mindless fun, like watching the news, watching celebrity news, reading the tabloids.
If the news is mindless fun for you?
Oh no, only celebrity news.
Okay, all right. Well, there's some more. There's another one though.
Yeah.
Right. Talk about Britney.
Yeah. What's her? Britney Lynn Spears.
Britney Lynn Spears. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
BLS.
BLS.
That's a group.
No. It can't be that. It can't be that.
So I haven't. I mean, that one's not out yet. No. But she talks about everything from the Mickey Mouse Club. To JT.
Yep.
Right, and like what people go through when they're young in Hollywood and the pressure and also the betrayal of family, right?
Well, there's so much I feel like we don't know really about her story. Like, where everyone perceives to know something or they get little bits of, whatever they get. But when I look at her and I see her right now, I still see somebody very, very young that's really trying to figure it out. And I think that I don't know how much guidance there was when she was younger, but I'll be interested to see what she says in this because she talks about, when you say tell all, it's a tell all.
About everybody, including yourself, right?
Yeah.
And we know that artists, the more pain they're in, the better their music. And she has hit after hit. So now we understand the pain.
You know what's interesting? I was in the car the other day and I was listening and it was a song. I can't even remember which one it was, but I went and looked, I'm like, when was that? It was like almost 20 years ago. Like that's how long ago it was. I don't even know how old she would have been there, but that's just amazing.
It is. It is.
It really is.
So the next one is from a man.
From a man. Yep.
The man. The manliest man.
I'm going to tell you what, Arnold Schwarzenegger, I mean, he wrote Be Useful, 7 Tools for Life. And I thought at first, I'm like, what is he going to say? But the truth is that if you really think about what he's done, he was governor. Well, first he was a, what do you call it? A bodybuilder. I was going to say
bodybuilder.
Bodybuilder. But a bodybuilder that had really gone through so much in his life, so much struggle when he's younger. And he talks all about that and talks about his father and talks about family and talks about where he's from, to go on to be a highly decorated bodybuilder, to go on to be governor, and now he's dishing out, like self-help advice, but it really comes from a place of what he learned to do along the way.
And the American dream. He's an immigrant.
Absolutely.
So talk about all the trauma and pouring that into something positive and into your dreams. And I love how he talks about aging, because we don't really hear men talk about aging.
No, not at all.
But he talks about it, the good and the bad, right?
Well,
the pretty and the ugly.
The pretty and the ugly. He also talks about like really having a focus and a purpose with what you do. So he was saying like, he hears from different people and they're like, oh gosh, how could you go work out? That's just so awful. And he goes, I don't look at it like that. I think like, write down your goal, write down when you want to achieve your goal. What is the goal? And then work toward that. So every day it's not this struggle, like you know what you're going after. And even though we say like, write things down and focus, the way he said it, it resonated for some reason. I was like making little notes while I was listening to the book. So
everyone has a story, even the stars.
Yeah, they really do. And for some reason, I really actually like those stories because I feel like we see them in that successful starlight place, but we don't actually go back and look and it's like, where did they come from before this? And what did they get through to get here?
They're just like us. They have dysfunctional families.
100%.
They have their own issues.
100%.
Right?
Their
they have
struggles.
their hurdles.
Yeah, those just aren't written about in the magazines, but they're written about in the memoirs.
So what do you all think of the memoirs? Are we missing any celebrities?
Yeah, which ones and what should we read next?